8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and we're on the ferry. And I'm sure you'll probably ask, why are we up so early and where are we going? Well, we're off to the ski resort, and no, we're not going to Vermont. We're actually going a lot closer. We're going to Connecticut. Many of you at this point probably are guessing that we're going snowboarding or skiing. Well, your guess is wrong. We're actually going to try something new. We're going to try snow or ski biking. So stick around. It's probably going to be very interesting. It's honestly the first time we're going to be trying this, and it seems like a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens. And I just want to mention, if you like our video, please subscribe, like, and comment, and share with your friends. So we are at the Powder Ridge Ski and Resort in Connecticut, which is about 2 hours away from New York City. And if you're from Long Island, you can also take a ferry from Port Jefferson to Bridgeport, and it's about 44 minutes from Bridgeport. So it's not that far. Actually, we were pretty happy when we found this place. The way it's going to go today, we're going to take the lesson, and then they're going to let us go on the slope. Powder Ridge Mountain Resort is actually a pretty good-sized resort. There are a number of trails here, and there are lifts, and there are different difficulties ranging from, you know, a bunny slope to black diamonds. So we're gonna go into this building. That's where your rental and lesson starts. So we're gonna check in, and we'll see what we have to do. A 12 o'clock lesson, and to my surprise, it's not as crowded. There are a good amount of people here, but I was expecting long lines. I'm guessing that's how this sport originated. It looks a little dangerous to me, but those are the ones we're going to rent today. There are different types of ski bikes, so those actually have suspension. You're sitting down. There are two little skis they give you to put on your feet to help you turn and take the turns. There are also ones you can actually stand up on, which you see right here. So they are a little more challenging, I bet, but I can imagine they'd be more challenging than skiing or snowboarding down the slope. So you pretty much stand up here, and you have the leverage of 3 skis. And for those of you who love the challenge, you can try the 2-ski ones. So it seems to be a little more difficult to balance on those, but I'm sure they're a lot of fun. This one is more closer to the snowmobile than a snow bike, but when you actually search online, those types of bikes actually come up as in your search, so it's pretty interesting. Maybe something to try for the future. We're going to go up the stairs here and sit down on those chairs, and we're going to try the helmets, shoes, and other things we have to wear, like the skis. Because we're taking a lesson today, the rental of the boots, the helmets, and the skis are already included in the price that we pay for the lesson, but normally you have to rent it separately.
You pull up from here and pull down like that.
Word of advice, make sure everything fits perfectly. We picked up our equipment and bikes, and we're off to the mountain to the lesson. It's really mild today, around 52 to 55 degrees. But because of their new snowmaker machine, they have plenty of snow to enjoy here. And here are snow bikes. So you notice there's like little skis on the side here, which we're going to wear on our feet. And those will become very important from what we learned so far when you go down the slope. So you got to make sure you put them on properly. Otherwise, if they come off while you're going down the slope, it might not be a good thing. Trick here is to align them and make them snug enough so they're not too snug when they put a lot of pressure on your foot, but they're actually snug enough so they don't fall off while you go down the slope.
Good.
Adventure starts with a lift for the bunny slope. And pretty much we're going to start off on the bunny slope and hopefully hit the other trails after that. During the first part of the lesson on the bunny slope, you really get to learn how to stop and balance properly. It also gets you more comfortable with being on those ski bikes. In my opinion, getting on and off the lift with this bike is the most trickiest part of the whole process. And I was a little bit nervous about it at first, but honestly, after the little training that we had, we did pretty well. It wasn't a problem at all. And of course, you gotta hang on to the bike while you're on the lift, because you would not want it to fall down. It would be a terrible thing. So one trick they showed us that you can either hook the seat around the bar that goes around you on the lift, or you put the front part of the bike there. And once we get to the top, there was a first aid station here, just in case. And we're on to the next part of our lesson, which will be on the green trail. And here we're going to learn how to take wide turns, to control our speed, and we're going to learn how to balance here as well. Little skis on the side play a very important role when you turn going down the slope. I can certainly imagine it's a lot harder without them, so they do help you. I think at this point we're cruising. We mastered to get on and off the lift without falling, and we're gonna keep going on this green slope until our instructor tells us that we're ready for something more advanced. One thing about being a snow biker on the slope, people are gonna ask you a lot of questions. A lot of people seem to be interested, which is a great thing, because I think this is gonna be a rapidly growing sport, and you're gonna see a lot more of them in the future. Our first malfunction of the day, my ski came off when I was going on the more challenging slope. So this is actually part black diamonds here. And you know, one thing I was saying, you gotta make sure everything is snug, and I guess I didn't do a great job putting it on. Passed our black diamond test, so now we're on our own. Our lesson is over. We're just gonna keep going until until we run out of energy. I'll tell you one thing, we're certainly getting a lot fancier with our turns, and the trick to this is actually take as wide turns as possible, so you slow yourself down while you're going down the slope, so you have full control of your speed. And of course, utilize those little skis. And for those who would like to take a little break, there's a fire pit there and igloos. You can actually just sit back and enjoy and watch other people ski, snowboard, or snowbike. So within half an hour, we kind of got a hang of it, and within an hour, we actually got a lot better. I think we're going to call the night after this run. Even though it's not as intense, but you get to the point that you feel tired and you don't want to be making mistakes on the slope, that's for sure. overall, this was not that hard to pick up. I mean, with half hour, we're probably already cruising, and then within an hour, we're probably cruising like the pros with all the fancy turns. So you could do this if you don't if you're a person who don't want to do skiing and snowboarding.
I want to go for one more, but then I'm shot.
One thing to note, most of the places will probably require you to take the class prior to getting those things, so I would keep that in mind. But we're gonna relax at the restaurant, get some meal, and we're about to head back. So they do have a nice store here on premises. So if you forgot part of your gear, you can also buy stuff like the snow pants, helmets, gloves, and some of the other accessories. So it's great to have this here. They have a good selection of helmets here. So they have different ones, for different styles. Those are like a regular snowboarding helmets. They're about $140, and those right there are about $160. They look like more like a motorcycle ones, but they're probably pretty cool to wear. And of course, you have other appeal. You have the goggles. You have all kinds of things you can think of in this place. They even sell some snowboards here. Thank you for joining us on this new adventure. I hope you had as much fun as we did. Until next time.